Hello and welcome back to Ben and Danielle Reviews. I'm Ben, and today I'm going to be talking about October. Wrapping up October, talking about games that I played in October, and my top 5 new games that I played this month. So October I did a lot of gaming actually. Did my normal Wednesdays, I did my normal Saturdays, I did some Sunday gaming, I did some Mondays, a couple Mondays of gaming. I did a couple games of BGA. I didn't do as much as I usually do for BGA, but I did play a couple new games on there. They weren't my favorite games, so I'm not going to talk about them, really. But I did end up playing over 30 new games, so that averaged about 30 games total, not new games, sorry. 30 games, so about one new game a day. We also did the Halloween party, which we played a couple of new games. So I'm going to talk about my top 5 favorites from this month. Let's start out with the honorable mention, which is technically my number 6, and that's going to be Radis. So this is a game about you have little worker meeple pieces and you're placing them on the board in Europe. I don't know if you can see that, but all around Europe, and the plague doctor is going to visit different places and he's going to spread the plague. Different rats are going to form. If there's enough population in a specific area, the rats are going to come, and some of your people are going to die of the plague. Not sure how historically accurate this game is, but it's a cool little game nonetheless. I'm glad it's back in print. That is Radis. Alright, number 5 is a game I've had for a long time, and finally got to the table on Halloween, so the very end of the month. And this one I have 2 versions of it. I have this version down here, which is the Polish version, and then I have the American version, which I don't know why I have both versions, but I do, and that is Mysterium. So Mysterium is a game in which one player plays as the ghost, and they are going to be giving clues to all the players, and they are going to be in the form of abstract sort of pieces of art, kind of like Dixit or Detective Club in that sense. It's got the same size cards and the same style of cards. They're very abstract photos, and you're going to use those photos to deduce the person, place, and the murder weapon for the ghost that was murdered. That is Mysterium. So I thought it was an interesting game. I don't think I'm going to keep both versions. I'll probably rehome this version right here, just because I have the Polish version down below, and that's going to be a little harder to get my hands on in the future. So that's Mysterium. I definitely enjoyed the game, though. I want to play it some more before I re-gift this version. Alright. Number 4. Number 4 is a game I finally got to the table after having it for a long time as well. That is Crew Quest for Planet 9. It's always one that I've wanted to try. Trick-taking is one of those genres of games that I had never really played a whole ton of, but always was curious about it. I played Fox in the Forest and wanted to try something a little different, and I've always heard good things about it, so I've had this. I bought it, had it for a while, just never got it to the table, along with a lot of these games that I have back here. And that's The Crew. So The Crew is a game in which you are going to have missions, which are going to have increasing difficulty to them, and with those missions you are trying to make sure that everyone wins the trick that they're supposed to win with the card that they're supposed to beat, and that is The Crew. Definitely one that can go up higher with more plays, but I have it sitting at number 4 this month, but definitely one I want to play some more of for sure. Number 3 is one of my group's favorite games of the month, and that is a game I've been trying to get my hands on for a long time. Finally, it is available in America via Stronghold Games, and that is Riverside. So Riverside is a roll and write game in which you have your cruise ship boat is going around on a cruise, and they're going to make stops along the way, and you're going to go on excursions. You're going to use the dice to fill in different smiley faces. Once you get enough smiley faces for a whole row, that row is going to get you a ticket for that particular excursion. And then you're going to go on different excursions. There's different types of excursions you can go on based on the tickets that you have. And you multiply the value of that excursion times the number of tickets you have in that excursion, and that is your score. It also has the mechanic of like Kokoro Avenue of the Kadama, in which you are have to score higher than the previous excursion of that type in order to score. So that's an interesting thing. I think it's the same designers as Avenue and Kokoro. But Riverside, definitely one that I've enjoyed a lot and going to keep in my collection to play more of. Riverside. Alright, number 2 is a game that I've been excited to play for a while. Finally got to the table. We played it at 5, which might be a little higher player count than we want, but it didn't take too much longer. And that is First Rat. First Rat is a game in which you have rats, and you're moving along a board, collecting resources in hopes of building rocket ship parts, and those rocket ship parts are going to score you points when you build them. There's also this like underground tunnel track you can go through, and like the lights, you can move your light string up, and if you move up the light string, you can actually increase your production of different resources as you're moving along the board, and the tunnel gets you more rats, or gets you power-ups, or gets you points. There's lots of different things you can do in this game. I like how you can kind of do whatever you want to in terms of this, and you can score points however you want to score points, and that's a fun concept. Plus the theme is pretty adorable. First Rat. Alright, my favorite game from the month of October was Encyclopedia. So in this game, it's a dice worker placement game where you're working on collecting coins, collecting these expedition tokens, and you are going to be going on different expeditions to research animals, putting cubes on different animals, researching the type of animal it is, or the climate of that animal, or what kind of food it eats, or the kind of habitat it lives in. And you can, once you've put research cubes on a particular type of animal, you can publish that animal into an encyclopedia, and the research animal, you get to, not only you get to publish that, but you also get to publish all of the different all the animals that you have that have the same type of it. So if you publish one grass animal, you can publish all take all of the grass cubes off all your other animals and score those as well, and like all your meat eaters or your herbivores. And that's a cool concept. The art in this is really nice, and I like how you can mitigate your dice rolls by spending coins and spending these Royal Seal cards, and including the, what they call it, expedition tokens. Yes, you can spend the expedition tokens. So there's tons of ways for you to increase your die roll, and not only can you use your own dice, but you can also take your opponent's dice, and they can get a reward from you using their dice instead of your own dice. It's a cool concept. I really enjoy this game. Definitely looking forward to playing more of it. I know I definitely got to play it already again here in November, but I definitely want to play more of it in the future. It's one that I'm going to keep in my collection for sure. It's too bad this company went out of business, Holy Grail. I hope it gets picked up again, but I'm really happy that I jumped on this game before it did that. That's Encyclopedia. So that was my October. I got to play a lot of games and found some new games that I really enjoyed. Some that will be on my list, I'm sure, when I do my top 50 at the new year. But thank you everyone for watching, and have a great rest of your day. See you later.